So, you've probably dreamed about getting into dropshipping, right? But then you hear the horror stories, razor thin margins, endless returns, and all the headaches that come with it, and you get scared off. Well, this explainer is for you. We're talking about a business model where you earn in dollars, not rupees, and you can forget about cash on delivery nightmares. Okay, let's dive into a real, practical roadmap for starting an international dropshipping business right from here in India. Let's just be real for a minute. Local dropshipping in India can be a tough, tough grind. You're constantly fighting for tiny little profit margins and you're drowning in returns. But what if you could just flip that whole script? International dropshipping opens you up to massive markets like the US, the UK, Europe. We're talking way higher profit margins, zero cash on delivery issues, and the huge game-changing advantage of earning in US dollars while your expenses are still in rupees. I mean, that shift alone can completely change the entire future of your business. And here it is, the big question. The one that stops so many people before they even start. It all sounds amazing, but how much money do you actually need to get this thing off the ground? What's the real, honest-to-goodness budget you need to have a serious shot at this? Okay, here's the number. After looking at everything, a realistic 1-month startup budget is going to be around 850 US dollars. Now, this isn't some get-rich-quick fantasy number. This is the actual fuel you need in the tank to properly launch, test, and run your international brand for a full month. So let's break down exactly where every single one of those dollars is going to go. So let's look at the breakdown. Your Shopify plan, it's surprisingly cheap to get started, like $1 a month for the first 3 months. That's a no-brainer. A good domain name will set you back maybe 15 to 20 bucks. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial. You have to budget $25 to $50 for product samples. Please, never sell something you haven't seen, touched, and tested yourself. Now, the biggest piece of the pie, around $700, is for marketing and ads. This is what you'll use to test your products on platforms like Facebook. The little bit that's left over covers essential apps for things like customer reviews or email marketing. So you see, most of your investment is actually going towards finding customers. All right, with the budget all cleared up, we can move on to maybe the most important piece of this entire puzzle, finding a product that people in another country will actually want to buy. This isn't about guesswork, it's all about strategy. Let's break down how to find that winning product. The way we do product research now is this really powerful 1-2 punch. First, you use AI tools like ChatGPT to just brainstorm ideas. You can give it a really specific prompt, something like, suggest 5 unique problem-solving products for millennial dog owners who live in the US suburbs. And boom, you've got a fantastic starting list. But remember, ideas are just ideas until you prove they're going to work. This really gets to the core of it all. You can't just chase whatever's trendy here in India. You've got to find a product that solves a real nagging problem for your target audience, whether they're in the US, the UK, or Australia. You know, is it a portable paw cleaner for dogs in the suburbs, or maybe a special kind of car seatbelt for pets? Problem solving, that's the name of the game. And this is step 2. This is the non-negotiable part. You take those cool ideas you got from AI, and you plug them into what are called ad spy tools. Things like Sell the Trend or Mia. These tools literally show you which ads are already running and succeeding on Facebook and TikTok. So if you see a product with like 16,000 likes and thousands of shares, well, you know there's real demand. You're not guessing anymore. You're using cold, hard data to confirm that people are already pulling out their wallets for this kind of thing. So once you've got that validated product idea, it's time to build your digital storefront. And think of it this way. This isn't just a website. It's your international headquarters, and it has to be set up perfectly to appeal to a global audience. Okay, before you do anything else on Shopify, before you pick a theme, before you upload a logo, you have to nail these 4 settings. First, always use a fresh, new email for your business. Second, immediately change your store's currency to USD. Third, go into your market settings and change it from India to your main target, like the United States. And finally, change the unit system from metric to imperial. That means pounds and ounces, not grams and kilos. Trust me, these small changes make a massive difference in how customers overseas see your store. You know, you can have the most beautiful, perfectly designed store in the world, but it means absolutely nothing if you can't get your products to customers quickly and reliably. Your supplier is literally the backbone of your entire operation. This is where so many dropshippers fail. So who can you actually trust? Well, these are some of the top players in the game. CJ Dropshipping is a giant with a massive product catalog.
Sell the Trend is an awesome all-in-one tool for both research and fulfillment. But here's a secret weapon to look for. Platforms like Zendrop and Spocket actually have warehouses inside the US. This is a huge advantage because it means you can slash shipping times from, say, 15 or 20 days all the way down to just a few. And that is exactly what US customers expect.
All right, your store is built, your supplier is lined up. Now for the moment of truth. Getting customers through the door and turning those first few sales into a real, sustainable business. Let's talk strategy.
Here's a super simple, effective, and best of all, budget-friendly way to get started with Facebook ads. You're going to create one main campaign with a sales objective. Now, inside that campaign, you'll create a few different ad sets. But here's the key. Each ad set targets only one single interest. So you'll have one for dog lovers, maybe another one for fans of a specific dog brand, and so on. Target countries like the USA, UK, or Australia, and focus on an age range of about 25 to 45. Then just give each ad set a tiny test budget of $10 a day. This lets you see which audience bites without burning through all your cash.
Look, while all that targeting and budget stuff is important, the number one reason an ad succeeds or fails is your creative. The video or the image you use, it's everything. It's what stops people from scrolling. It's what gets them to click. I'm telling you, if your ads aren't working 99% of the time, the problem isn't the product or the website. It's the ad creative itself. So you've got to test different hooks, different visuals, different styles constantly. And this brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question of all. Making a few sales is one thing, but what separates a temporary side hustle from a long-term, scalable, seven-figure brand? How do you actually earn the trust of an international customer base?
The answer really comes down to two simple words: trust and professionalism. International customers, they look at everything on a website. They're checking for your address, your policies, your overall legitimacy. The entrepreneurs who are really serious about this, they establish a proper business structure right from the beginning because they know it's the foundation for real, sustainable growth.
So why would you bother registering your companies somewhere like Singapore? Well, the benefits are immense. It instantly builds customer trust. You get a registered physical address you can put on your website. That's a huge signal of legitimacy. It unlocks premium payment gateways like Stripe, which can be tough to get otherwise. And the platforms that help you do this can handle all the accounting, bookkeeping, and tax compliance for you. It basically transforms your store into a legitimate international company.
At the end of the day, just remember this. International dropshipping isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. The real goal here is to build a real business, a real brand that can stand the test of time. It's definitely challenging, it takes investment, and it is not going to happen overnight. But for those who are really serious about it, the opportunity to build a global brand from right here in India, it has never been more real.